Hello viewers, me again, another beautiful day. Yep, hope your five senses work, health and strength is good, or excellent. Alright, now, got a little article here from MSN, listen to this. Valve powers up Arch Linux because who needs Windows when you have Steam Deck? You know the Windows users are going to have something to say about that, but anyway, says distro behind the handheld console announced corporate sponsorship. But anyway, it says here, Valve is officially sponsoring the Linux distro that powers the gaming giant Steam Deck console. According to an email on the Arch Linux Arch Dev public mailing list, Valve Corporation is formally supporting the Arch Linux project. As posted from Arch developer Morten Lindard and Mastodon insists that the choice of project belongs to Arch devs, not Valve. It says, in case you were wondering exactly what a secure signing enclave is and why Arch needs one, there was a talk on just that at this year's All System Go conference. Arch Linux is a community-led distro and a member project of non-profit software in the public's interest, along with Debian, Gentoo, and many others. It says corporate sponsorship is often mostly helpful, though. Why Valve? Well, alongside games and Steam platform, Valve sells Linux hardware. Its Steam Deck handheld console plays Windows game, but it runs Linux, and its Steam OS distro is based on Arch. Forget the desktop. It's a dying market sector anyway. The year of Linux on the game console is more significant, and that began back in 2021. The year of Linux. The game console came nearly a decade after the decade of Linux on the laptop, which began when Chromebooks became bestseller in 2013. The COVID pandemic helped Chromebook outsell Macs by 2020. If you take even a passing interest, you'll probably already know what free software and open source folks are like. They are far too concerned with disagreeing about what sort of Unix-like system qualifies as open source, and is it really free, and does it use the right license? To pay any attention to the fact that they won the battle years ago. The year of Linux on the server was way before that, but it's arguably began when AWS launched in 2002. Only if there are no license fee is it feasible to take control of spinning up new VMs away from humans and put it under program control. If you had to pay for all the software, a rogue line of code could cost you billions. This only works if it's all free. Then it says here, it's not going to displace the PlayStation or Nintendo Switch anytime soon, but Steam Deck sales seems to be doing all right. Valve has shifted millions of units, and there are now over 14,000 games, make that 16,000, that are Deck verified. It says, it is true, the Linux members in the latest Steam hardware and software survey are very slightly down. They show Windows gaining by over 1.5% and Linux marginally down at under 2%, still well ahead of Mac OS. We note the bump in Windows numbers is paralleled by a similar increase in simplified Chinese usage. So maybe some new game is doing exceptionally well in China at the moment, like Black Myth Wukong, a Chinese game based on Chinese mythology. It says, as we noted last year, what's most interesting to us is the Linux distro breakdown. As we reported in our Debian at 30 story, in most surveys Ubuntu is about a third of usage and Debian another 6, meaning about half overall. But on Steam apparently there are about twice as many Arch users as the next most popular distro, which predictably is Ubuntu. Maybe the meme mongers who coined BTW, I use Arch Linux, knew a big shift was happening long before the rest of us. Man, that's the end of that. Well, looks of this, I mean, Linux is growing. Windows doing its thing, but the Steam Deck, yeah, it was needed. It was needed, man. It was needed. It gave the Linux users a boost, you know, from a hardware standpoint, and software standpoint. Now this article talk about what he says desktop is going down. You know, it might look like it, but you know, people out there are gonna build PCs. That trend is not gonna go away anytime soon. And based on this, Chromebooks, benefited from the pandemic. So do a lot of business. But on the other hand, open source market was fine. And the Steam Deck and Steam games just kept growing. So yeah. But other than that, man, when Valve came out with the Steam Deck, it changed a lot of things. That's for sure in the Linux community. Yeah. From normal gamers to the modding community. Yeah. So, Valve is using Arch Linux, and they've committed to the project. So, yeah. He says, what I find interesting about this too, it says if you had to pay for all the software, a rogue line of code could cost you billions. Yeah. Well, that's why the word free is nice. Anyway, man. Desktops are not going anywhere. Okay. It says desktop is it says forget desktop. It's a dying market sector anyway. Desktops are not going anywhere. You know, they're not going anywhere. Companies are going to need desktops to do business. So, of course, you have the laptop route, but a desktop do the heavy lifting. If you get the point. So yeah, desktops are not going anywhere. So, yeah. Valve is growing, you know. I mean, Steam, they're growing, so yeah. Windows market, they're doing fine. I just seen an article yesterday saying Windows 10 is still the best operating system, so but not for long though. Anyway, once Microsoft stops supporting it, it's time to move to something new. Anyway, many things we got. That's about it. But anyway, I'm gonna leave this video for y'all to enjoy. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, those Star Wars, Star Trek, Dark Side. Go home. Peace.